What's up guys, here with some pretty incredible news coming out as a lot of members of Democratic Party are saying President Joe Biden does not keep your promises on stimulus checks, child tax credits, free college tuition, free childcare, social security increases, and assortment of different provisions that have not been met. And they did not come through in this Inflation Reduction Act, the reconciliation bill formerly known as the Build Back Better bill, and they're saying it's time, and we're hearing about two different delivery times. Now I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now first off, you guys take a look at this Biden Democrats plan grand celebration next month for the Inflation Reduction Act. We're hearing when he returns, he's going to be signing this reconciliation bill. There's going to be a grand celebration for the passage of this bill, finally after a year of negotiations. And if you missed my last video on it, check it out. As we heard, they're celebrating, they're saying that they finally accomplished a major feat for the American people. However, a lot of people are vocalizing that they are not happy with this bill. Republicans are saying it's going to be increasing inflation. As you guys know, last night added 10 new programs in the states of Louisiana, Indiana, California, Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, and Washington. That's right, we're hearing that there's two potential new arrival times for provisions that we can expect to see. One is, as I've been mentioning to you for quite some time, midterm elections. They want to get things done before these midterm elections to convince people to vote to keep them in power. And the other one we're hearing is 2023. Now I'm gonna get you all the details, you guys, but they're saying they're not done. They're still working to deliver on this now. We will see, I'll keep you up to date, but I'm going to dive into the latest articles coming out and get you caught up on the details. So first up, link the description below to this article that came out this morning from the Washington Post that says Biden Democrats, they plan a grand celebration next month of the Inflation Reduction Act passage. He's going to be signing this into law very soon. Now this article says that today President Biden remains on vacation in South Carolina, Kiowa Island. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He plans to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law this week, but the White House is preparing to a much larger celebration on September 6th after Labor Day, when Americans can expect to pay more attention to what's at stake in the fall midterm elections. And we've heard this vocalized, even just outright admitted by Senator Joe Manchin, who has said everything that they are doing right now. It all focuses on what's going to be unfolding in the midterm elections. They want to get things done to persuade voters to keep them in power. Remember that when you place your vote now, the long-delayed bill passed by the House on Friday aimed to lower prescription drug costs, address global warming, raise taxes on some $1 billion toleration, and reduce the federal deficit. So that is what unfolded. They want to celebrate this, but we're hearing that more is going to be on the way here before these elections, and we're hearing a lot of people are saying yes, more needs to be done. Bernie Sanders is not happy, saying this is a modest bill. As Democrats, they celebrate the alongside passage of Joe Biden's sweeping health and climate and economic package. Bernie Sanders is not ready to declare victory. Instead, the Vermont senator is sounding the alarm that Congress has failed to meet the moment with potentially grave consequences for American democracy, and he says we're living in enormously difficult times right now. Now, the legislation which Biden is expected to sign into law next week is but the silver of the ambitious domestic policy initiative that Sanders, the chair of the Senate Budget Committee, helped draft last year, the original proposal. It was, in his view, already a compromise, and as you recall, that was $3.5 billion that they had wanted to see here, wanted to see $6 trillion, $7 trillion. They will have talked about $10 trillion of additional spending to send out recurring month checks, child tax credits, social security increases, all of those provisions, which was stripped out of the bill. The original proposal was, in his view, already a compromise, but he believes that it would have gone a long way in addressing the widespread economic distress that is undermining Americans' faith in their government, now abandoned in the process. Here's some of the things that came in the final bill of the proposal was to lower the cost of childcare, establish universal pre-K guaranteed parental leave, expand care for the elderly and disabled people, and making community college tuition free for 2 years. These were some of the policies that he had adhered for, and at best would be helping ease the economic hardship that is currently facing American families. All of those were stripped from the bill. Not to underscore his point, the senator listed a series of worrying indicators. Elderly Americans are unable to afford home care, families are struggling to pay for childcare, young people are burdened with student loan debt, or it made worse by soaring costs of the necessities such as food, fuel, rent, which we're seeing at record highs. A lot of people are hurting and they're looking into the United States Congress asking, do you understand what's going on in my life right now? And I think their conclusion is no, they don't know. Let me know your thoughts. And he said, extremely modest bill that does virtually nothing to address the enormous crisis facing the working families of our country right now. So you guys, let me know your thoughts. We've heard from Democrats that they needed to unify and celebrate and say that this bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, the reconciliation bill was enough, that it was going to help, and that would help persuade voters to get on board to keep them empowered. Like we're hearing that is not the case. Democrats are saying no more needs to be done. This is not the end of it. And they're saying they are going to celebrate, however, more needs to come. And we're hearing that it's going to be right before these elections. And also we're hearing talks about more passage of legislation in 2023. So more could be coming around the corner, you guys. Now we'll see, do you think that they're actually going to be getting this done, keeping their promises well after over a year? Or do you think that it's all just talk to keep them empowered? Let me know your thoughts in comments down below. So there you have it, you guys. A lot unfolding right now. Pretty incredible. Now we're going to be seeing and we'll keep you up to date every step of the ways. As we approach these elections, expect a lot ramped up. We're expecting executive actions, more calls, proposals, legislation being introduced in Congress. We are going to see what makes it through, and also we're hearing that after that, as you know, there will be another reconciliation bill at the disposal of Congress. Now we'll see if Democrats are still in power, if they're going to be able to pull that off. Also, we're hearing that Republicans are vocalizing as well, that if they can control in Congress and are in power, they're going to be pushing for child tax credits, other tax rebates, and assortment of different things to help out the American people. So promises getting thrown out of both ends of the aisles. We will see who comes out victorious and what ends up happening. And as always, thank you so much for joining me.